June 13th, 2010. You're tuned to BNN, the Bad News Network. Hello, I'm Norman B. To highlight, parody, and refute propaganda we've all heard, this editorial uses buzzwords with highly charged connotations. Written for publication Friday, June 11th, 2010. The links are in the YouTube sidebar. The wording of the piece is entered as comments to the video. Obama still covering up for confessed Jew killer David Headley, the Mumbai terrorist. Today's column examines the Obama administration's support for anti-Semitism, propaganda and media censorship, hate crimes, torture, and cowardly wars against defenseless civilians. Those 5 practices, now prominent Obama policies, were pillars of the Third Reich, Hitler's Nazi government in Germany. This country needs vigilance lest history repeat itself. We don't want our government to emulate Hitler's. Let's look at last week's 9 Hitler parallels, U.S. careening to the far right. Number 1, David Headley. This involves anti-Semitism, propaganda and censorship, hate crimes, cowardly war on defenseless civilians, and something like genocide. On June 4th, my Fire Dog Lake column revealed that the Obama administration is blocking India's investigation of the Mumbai terrorist attacks planned by U.S. agent David Headley, carried out on Thanksgiving weekend 2008, beginning just 3 weeks and a day after George Bush tricked the American people into electing Barack Obama. The man for whom President Obama and the straight media are covering up killed 173 people in the India attack and injured more than 300. Below is a link to Friday's breaking news of the U.S. allowing the Indian government limited access to our apparent paid assassin, Headley. President Obama announced this year that he routinely commits war crimes and crimes against humanity by ordering assassinations, sometimes against U.S. citizens. These crimes, to which the president has already confessed, are obviously impeachable offenses. A UN investigator of extrajudicial killings specified last week that some of the assassinations ordered by President Obama can be considered war crimes. Here's the link. U.S. DEA agent David Headley confessed to planning the Mumbai terrorist attacks targeting and killing Jews in India. He also confessed to planning terrorist attacks against a Danish newspaper and to smuggling heroin into the United States. The people of India for months demanded the Obama administration end its cover-up. Thursday, the Obama administration finally allowed the Indian government to interview the racist terrorist murderer with Headley's permission. President Obama continues to cover up for the terrorism by refusing to turn Headley over to India for prosecution. In addition, the administration refuses to charge him fully for his crimes against our country. To justify its apparent collusion after the fact in Headley's racist mass murder conspiracy, the administration rationalizes its obstruction of justice in coddling the Semite slaughterer by noting that Headley has a cozy relationship with Obama's Justice Department. Without the president stonewalling, this case could lead to prosecution of former President George W. Bush for war crimes or crimes against humanity. Bush should not have been waging war against our ally, India, or against Denmark, or ordering hate crimes against Jews, or ordering terrorism against newspapers, and Obama should not be covering up for those crimes. The fact that U.S. agent Headley targeted a newspaper in his terrorism is consistent with the Cheney-Obama administration's crackdown on press freedom, and attacking freedom of the press in Denmark was one of Hitler's milestones. Purveyors of propaganda ignore the Headley news. You know who I mean: Fox, PBS, NPR, MSNBC, and of course that conglomerate network, ABC, NNB, CBS. This editorial continues as a series on BNN, the Bad News Network.